So in this video, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about interviewing, and specifically the interview assignment for this course on working with animals. Interviewing, of course, requires you to interact with another human being and find out things about what they do that is of interest to all of us who are taking this course. Now, you can do that for this course. You can do that in person. You can do that on the phone, or you can use a website that allows you to do a video hookup. So in the end, you're going to create a video that will have some record of the conversation that you have with someone, and you will have a list of a few questions that we'd like to ask everyone, but mostly you will just talk to the person about the kind of work that they do. So interviewing can seem like a really formal situation, but what I've found is effective in having interviews that have a lot of information and that we can work with either in research or in journalism. It's really more of a conversation. It's a time when you sit down with someone, you build the beginnings of a relationship with them if you don't know them already. And so the first few questions that you ask are generally designed to build rapport with your interviewee. So they're going to be, in this case, related somewhat to this person's work with animals, but they will be also just trying to get to know the person, showing your interest without talking a great deal. So one of the challenges for me when I first started interviewing was that I would talk a lot, but I don't need to interview someone to find out what I think. So I would like for you, before you interview the actual person that you select, to write down a list of questions that you think you would like to answer them, and phrase the questions in a way that sounds like you could be just speaking them. So you don't want it to be really formal. And then you want to start the conversation with easier things, but not with things that you could actually look up on your own. So if you're talking to a police officer who works with the canine unit, you don't want to start by, well, so you work with a dog, because that's fairly obvious. So you may want to start with a question about what got the person interested in working in the canine unit. You might ask the person some information about their history with animals. Is this something that just grew from childhood, or is it something that they've shifted to? And of course, we want to know things about how their work with animals works, because that is how we're going to find out about the culture in the United States surrounding humans and animals working together. So your interview you should think about it being 10 or 15 minutes and not longer than that, because I'm going to ask all of you to listen to the interviews of other people in the class as well. And we'll work with all of your interviews and my interview, because I will have an interview for you to see as an example. We will use those to look for themes that every one of our interviewees maybe brings up. You want to make sure to have some questions about the content of the work, about how the work makes the person feel, how people respond to them about things related to their job, what they think is really wonderful about the job, how they keep themselves safe, how they keep their animals safe, and how they attend to the well-being of their animals. Those are some of the key questions that we want to know. Then everybody's person is going to have some specifics. So once you've done this interview, you can, you should make a video on YouTube and use the private setting, and then you will post in a forum that's set up for the purpose a link to your YouTube video. YouTube, if you don't have a YouTube account, it's fairly easy to get one. It does not cost you anything to have it. If you don't want to have a YouTube account, you can delete it after this class. But it will make our work go significantly more smoothly if everyone uses the same service and posting, and we learn how to work with it together. So you'll post your video, then you will watch the other videos, and then each of you will write a paper where you identify several themes that you think are important. So that is that phase. And if you have more questions about how to do the video assignment, you can certainly ask them by posting in the general section of the forums or by emailing me. Generally, if you have a question about how to do something, other people probably have it too. So don't hesitate to ask. I'm looking forward to learning about the people that you select, and if you need some assistance thinking of someone who works with animals, I can guide you to people who you could approach, who know me, and I will pave the way for you. So thank you.